What's going on, guys? No paper stream today. We won't have a paper stream until specifically Thursday. So the day after tomorrow, we're doing some paper streams. So to get some content out, you know, waiting for the paper streams to start, I wanted to test some decks because we're doing some Premodern streaming and some Pauper streaming both on Thursday. There's actually going to be 2 streams that day, which is going to be a little bit a lot, but I think it's going to be fine. So we are, if you remember the Fluorescent Fungus channel, we uploaded some content around a deck I was calling Two-Face or Pots. And what that deck was, it was a Oath of Druids deck that transmorphative sideboarded into a Oath of Druids deck. And I thought that, no, Oath of Druids transmorphative sideboarded into Stifle Knot. And I thought that was really cool. We did run into some issues, and those issues were cards like Disenchant and Annul were already really good against the Oath plan, and those cards carry over to being good against the Stifle Knot plan. But we just saw LobsterCon. LobsterCon is probably like the biggest pre-modern North American tournament that we have annually, and it's phenomenal. And there was a deck that top 8'd that was also doing a similar transmorphative sideboard thing. And the pilot, I heard about this deck on a Spike Colony podcast. So if you haven't checked out Lanny's channel or listened to the Spike Colony podcast, you need to do that. It's phenomenal stuff. That I came across them talking about a deck that was Gro-A-Tog, or specifically Grow a Mystic Enforcer. We'll go over that in just a moment. But it transmorphative sideboards into Oath of Druids. And these are 2 plans that couldn't be further from one another, but they kind of work. It just 15 cards in, 15 cards out. You don't even have to go that hyperbolic. I think it's more like 9 in, 9 out to transform what the deck does, because we're still going to keep to the normal base of the deck. So here's how this deck functions. This is Gro-A-Tog, but there's no Tog, so it's Grow a Mystic Enforcer. I think Lanny was calling it Game, Grow a Mystic Enforcer, so that's what we're calling it, Two-Face Game. And what we're doing is we've got Quirion Dryad. Quirion Dryad is a like a hyper efficient threat in Premodern. It gets out of hand very quickly, but you need to play no other green spells. Now we're cheating a little bit by playing Mystic Enforcer, but outside of that, we're doing the whole Gush, Armageddon, Portent, Mox Diamond situation, where we're just able to grow this thing out of control. If you can play an early Quirion Dryad and it doesn't get answered, that thing's gonna get enormous super fast. Meddling Mage is a staple of the deck. The deck is pretty stock. You see some weird stuff in it, like a 1 of Sylvan Library, which isn't super common, but also it's Sylvan Library. Like, it's an amazing card. Happy to see it in the deck. What are we sideboarding into? We've got 4 copies of Oath of Druids, which does the thing where if your opponent has more creatures than you, you flip until you hit a creature. Gaea's Blessing to make sure we don't deck out. And then our creatures are Akroma, Angel of Wrath. What's going on, Skyheart? How you doing, baby? Phantom Nishoba and Shard Phoenix. Now, you've seen me do Shard Phoenix plus Ancestors Chosen in the other Two-Face deck. The reason we're doing this way is because Shard Phoenix, here might be the board, and we're probably using the sideboard plan whenever we play against like mono black Reckless or the mono red Sly decks, anything like that. The Grow plan is going to have a really bad matchup against. But if you can sideboard into a deck that has a Wrath, functionally a Wrath, that you can pull off of an Oath of Druids in addition to 2 giant lifelinking creatures, that seems pretty good. So we're going to try this. We're just going to troll in the practice freeform rooms in MTGO for now. I think I might try running this deck through the CPS, which is a huge league community that you can play in if you're playing Premodern on MTGO. But I didn't have time to get that set up today, so I really wanted to try this deck out and see if maybe it was something I was interested in building in paper to do some paper content off of. So we're just gonna hop in and get into some games. All right, we won the die roll. That's a great start. We're looking for a diamond start, obviously. Do we see it? We see City, Flooded City, Portent, Swords, Plowshares, Mystic Enforcer. 2 City of Brass makes me very uneasy. Having the removal seems okay. I think we can just generally do better, though we are slanted more like a control deck. So I could see this just being destroyed quickly. I think since we're on the play, we're gonna push our luck and try to find a heater of an opener. All right, we've got Quirion Dryads, we've got our Gush. Treva's Rune's pretty sweet. I feel incentivized. I know we don't have a Portent or anything, but I feel incentivized to try this. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna put back the City of Brass, kind of like how Treva's Runes functions with my islands. So we'll just go City to the bottom, keep this, and then we'll just jam out an island and pass the turn. Did you watch any of the RC stream? Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I didn't watch it live. I just Guy and I skipped through and watched the individual matches. Big fan of the Jeskai control deck that won. If that deck's still around come standard RC season, that may be what we're cooking with. Coastal Tower spells probably Standstill, maybe Tide Still. Same dude. Yeah, that deck's very sweet. I already have it built on Arena. So something I wanted to do, we're probably going to see less and less like modern and standard. We've already seen so much less standard gameplay on the Fluorescent channel. And that's because I think I've curated a fan base that's very into these counterculture formats, specifically formats like Premodern. I've seen a lot of success with Pauper. I know that there is a huge audience, and my opponent has taken their sweet ass time. I know there's a huge audience with for modern, you know, the competitive formats, but I do wonder if there is a discrepancy. Like, I wonder if I'm doing daily content and I'm not someone like Mangu, if it makes sense to have like the demographic for modern and the demographic for pre-modern on the same channel. We'll see what we're doing. We're planning to change some stuff up. We're gonna play Treva's Runes here. We'll go tap island, play Treva's Runes, trigger the Treva's Runes, bounce this island in my hand, come back. And then we're gonna go for a green, and here's my Quirion Dryad. And we'll see if they can beat that. I'm mad my LGS didn't have any Shikos when they were like $1. Now they're popping off. Yeah, I mean, when a card wins an RC or a Pro Tour or something, it's pretty good. Okay, oh, I gotta stop at my opponent's upkeep. You do not need to have that. I'm no longer playing Ormschant. Fairy Conclave, plow the Quirion Dryad, that's fine. We've got a second one. Pass to me, draw Mox Diamond. Not the worst, not the best, but not the worst. I don't think I'm gonna play the diamond out. I wanna actually leverage the Gush. So we'll just go island, tap that, tap green, Quirion Dryad. I could save it, but they're tapped out right now, so. Jiwangi88, what, how are we doing? Gat? Yeah, we're playing Two-Face Gat, actually. Two-Face Gro. Our sideboard will go over when we probably, we're in a kind of a tough spot this game. But post board, we can become an Oath deck. I'm not going to become an Oath deck versus land still, though. So we're just going to keep being Gro-A-Tog in this matchup. Are they on tap? Could they play on 3? Standstill? I would be okay with them playing a standstill while I have a Quirion Dryad in play, I think. Chain of Vapor? Sure. I will not sacrifice a land. I almost just want to draw a land here so I can diamond plus Quirion Dryad and hold up Gush. I did do that. Let's go with a Mox Diamond first. Let's see if they have anything to say about that. And then we will tuck, I do care a little bit about fetching here. I'm going to tuck the island underneath it, and then we'll play Flooded Strand. Then we'll go for a blue and a green, like this, like that. Maybe not. Maybe instead you want to hold up blue for a counterspell fire back. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let's go green, and just play out the Quirion Dryad, see if they have a counterspell for it. It's funky. Will you be doing a stream or something about LobsterCon? No, probably not. Duress Crew did a fine job. They don't need my help. I will be playing decks from LobsterCon. This is one of them. Mana Leak. Let's go ahead and fetch. We'll try to find a counterspell or something. Get an island. We'll float blue. We'll play Gush by returning these 2 islands to my hand. We don't find it, but this is okay. I cannot pay it. But now our hand looks pretty good. I wonder what the name is on Meddling Mage here. We're certainly going to Meddling Mage something. It might just be like, I wonder if we're just supposed to Meddling Mage Swords to Plowshares? Could be. Little island action, sure. Tap for 1, 2, standstill. There's the standstill. They're at 3 cards in hand. We'll wait to break the standstill until they draw up to a much higher hand count. We're not super interested in, we want them to go to discard. So here's an island, and I'm going to start F6ing if they would let me pass my draw step. Are we off Tog in this list? Yeah, this is the version that we saw in LobsterCon, top 16 or top 32, the event, which is saying something was a 280 person event. And they are doing grow a Mystic Enforcer specifically, which Mystic Enforcer really good against black decks, get bigger. Protection from black, 3/3 for 4, and if you have Threshold, it's got +3/+3 and has flying. So against a myriad of decks in this format, it just wins the game. This is not one of those matchups. As a matter of fact, I could see losing my enforcers in this matchup pretty easily. Oh, opponent, you got to do something, buddy. I mean, you have to hurry up and do nothing, I guess. You have a standstill in play. Pass to me. Let's make land drops together. Island, go. One of the ways we win this game from this spot is by leveraging an Armageddon. So we need to go deeper into the game and crack that standstill once they're at 7 in hand. And that starts with them not making land drops. My goal is to continue to make land drops and for them not to. I'll probably stop after a certain point. Like I might only play 1 more City of Brass and then wait. That way I can Gush before Armageddoning, but I'm gonna have to bait them into dealing with my, whatever I bait. That way the Armageddon resolves. Let's see what happens though. We draw Gemstone Mine. I'm cool with just 1 more land. It'll be a City of Brass and then we'll pass. And then if they don't draw like a bunch of lands here, we're in a pretty good spot. Also, they should be attacking with Fairy Conclave, I think, unless their hands like Counterspell. Even then, this is the point where this is what land still does. It puts you under a standstill and then just pressures you with its lands, forcing you to take action. Here comes the Conclave, that's good. They're at 6 in hand. I wonder if I can wait 1 more turn to crack that standstill. It'll depend on what I draw. Take a draw step, it's a Portent. Kind of feels like I can wait. I'll wait a turn. I just have so much time to play with here. And if they go up to 7 and do not play a land here, I am for sure gonna break that standstill. Okay, they found 1 land. We'll wait a little bit longer. Here comes a Fairy Conclave. This pressure is a 9 turn clock, so I don't feel the urge to do anything in a hurry. All right, you got me at 16, good buddy. Pass to me, untap draw. We're gonna continue to do nothing. And now I'm only gonna play lands when I have to go to discard because my angle here is very much Armageddon. They drew another land. At some point they will miss their land drop, and that's where we're gonna, when they draw up to 7, attack and don't play a land and they pass the 7 in hand, that's when we're gonna crack the standstill. Because they're certainly gonna have to go to discard. when that happens. Now, if they draw a land every turn for the foreseeable future, that's a little bit trickier. We'll play this island and pass. No, it's not as explosive as Tog. In this specific matchup, I would rather actually have Tog. All right, they're at 7 in hand. They've established a pattern of playing land before combat, so I don't think they have it. And we're going to break it with something just so simple. We're going to break it with a Portent. All right, opponent, Portent. Crack that standstill. You draw 3. You have drawn 3. You're going to go up to 11. You will not be able to convert those. These cards are not what I want, so we're going to actually any order them and shuffle with Portent's ability. Then I think we want to push an advantage. Which one? I'm not entirely sure. I think we would like to resolve Meddling Mage. I want to test the waters with Meddling Mage, I should say. Blue, and let's go with a white Meddling Mage. If this resolves, I think we're hitting Counterspell. Maybe Swords to Plowshares is a little bit better. That's what we're going to hit. That way they have to overpay to deal with the Meddling Mage. And then we could also push a Mox Diamond into play. Right now, I think we probably should get rid of one of these City of Brasses. This deck usually doesn't play any copies of, Powder Keg in the main. All right, opponent, I'm down at 4. I'm going up to 5 in your turn. You can go. That for 1. Got a chain. Are you playing Tide Control? I mean, we've already seen a chain, so they probably are playing Tide Control. This goes back to my hand. I will not sacrifice. My diamonds kind of don't care about the Tide Control part of this. Take a draw. It's a Portent. Cool. Land. You are at 9 in hand, my friend. Tide. We got a Parallax Tide. Luckily, I have this Gush, so I can protect myself from it pretty well. All right. Parallax Tide is fine. I'm not even going to try to counter it. That for 1, 2. Seal of Cleansing. Do I move here? I might. I don't want them to take out my diamonds. That said, no, I think this is fine. The Seal of Cleansing will combo with Parallax Tide. They can exile a bunch of lands, then crack their Seal of Cleansing on the Parallax Tide with the triggers all on the stack. So they're going to start targeting stuff with their Parallax Tide. I'm going to respond by gushing. Yep, you've made all your targets. You've retained priority. I'm going to tap for blue. Blue, I'm going to gush by returning 2 of these islands that you're targeting to my hand. They're going to fetch Counterspell. This would be the perfect time to top deck Armageddon. Come on, deck. Are they letting this resolve? Amazing. Meddling Mage, less amazing. All right, that's gone. You're getting 3 of my lands. 1, 2, 3, gone. Okay. And we still have 4 mana sources, so I'm not sweating this too much. All right, I will not use my floating mana. Take a draw step. That's not an Armageddon. We can opt now, though. I don't know if we need to. We'll go tap the island Portent first. Target me. I actually like all the cards on top. I'm going to leave it in. Quirion Dryad goes to maybe the top. I kind of need access to this Counterspell first. We'll use the cards in our hand, then we'll draw the library. So we'll go Sylvan Library, then Quirion Dryad, then Counterspell. And then we will not use the ability of Portent. Then we will play a basic island out. Then we will tap for, do we want to hold up Counterspell still? I think we'd like to, but I don't think we can afford to this turn. I think we actually need to just play out another Meddling Mage. It's a Counterspell, makes a mana leak, got it. Okay, opponent, you are up. I will go to 8 cards in your upkeep. Good old grind. Mystic Enforcer also is very thresholded. What are they going to do? Hardcast Decree for 2? Sure. Luckily, I'm a swords deck. I don't have it yet. This could call for opting to go through my deck a little bit quicker. I don't currently have a way to beat that. I could go Meddling Mage on Swords to Plowshares and try to resolve Mystic Enforcer. Maybe that Dryad's not quite what I'm looking for anymore. I think it's not. We're going to opt. We're going to put this on the bottom. We'll draw the Sylvan Library and get a fresh draw. Plains, sure. Let's go ahead and go Plains. Let's drop a Meddling Mage. I actually can't name Swords to Plowshares. That's going to stop me from swordsing their angels. So what we need to hit here is, I think they've used any counterspells. I don't think they've used any, but I have a Counterspell. I think it might make the most sense to just hit, I think we're going to hit Parallax Tide. 2 L's. We're slowly discovering how to spell this thing. Parallax Tide. Okay, so that's in play now. We don't have the land drop we need to play Sylvan Library and hold up Counterspell. That said, I think we need to, we can't take any extra cards off Library either. But next turn, I think we're trying to Mystic Enforcer. We're going to take 8 in the air. So if we can play Mystic Enforcer and plus Counterspell, we'd still need to beat the sword. That seems unlikely. I think we just need to jam the library now, but I'm pretty sure we're going to game 2. In this matchup, we want to do the tempo thing, and we were a little bit tempo negative this game, so we fell behind, unfortunately. Also didn't have enough early permission. All right, you go to combat, you swing for good old 8. That's a lot of damage. I'm at 4. If they play like a standstill here, we will just concede the game, I think. Go to game 2, save some time. 3, 4, Fact or Fiction main phase. Let's see what they show us. Swords, multiple pieces of permission. All right, they got us game 1 pretty easily. Let's see what we can do game 2. We're not gonna have a ton in the sideboard because we're not gonna become an Oath deck. That's kind of important. What do we want though? Seal of Cleansing seems kind of okay, specifically against the, if we can resolve it underneath of a Standstill. Also doesn't seem bad if we, well, no, there's really no way to get them on Parallax Tide with it. Engineered Plague's kind of interesting because you can just name a soldier and they can't cycle their decree, but I think that's a bit narrow. Pernicious Deed doesn't seem to be the worst. Like, it's not for the matchup, but having a way to clean up their tokens seems like something I'm mildly interested in. I'm not interested in any of these. I could see Enlightened Tutor being okay, although it is card negative. We go down a card when we cast it. What's in our main board that we just don't want at all? Nothing really. Merchant Scroll maybe is a little bit silly. What is this deck looking for with Merchant Scroll? Just Gush, it looks like. We've already got a seal in the main. You know, looking at this, I think it's actually better to not change my deck. I know we have a transmorphative sideboard. We're not going to sideboard between games. The Swords to Plowshares seem a little bit narrow. I don't love those, but at the same time, like, we are going to be in spots where we just need to like answer a angel or something. And we can start to use our card manipulation to not draw them when we don't want them. This hand has a turn 1 library. I'm keeping. They of course could chain a vapor. I will just redeploy the library. They mulligan to 6. That's a good start. Go to 5, 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 go to 5. No 5. Rats. Island, check. Mox Diamond, cast, check. Pitch this island to the Mox Diamond. I want green mana. Tap, tap for a green. Here is my Sylvan Library. Go. Player tap land. Oh, an island? Sure. I may just draw a bunch of cards. We'll see what happens. We did draw our land for turn, so maybe not. I think I'll take the Portent, but not the City of Brass. Yeah, we'll pay 4 to keep the Portent. Then we will play City of Brass. We'll tap the island for blue, and we will Portent targeting ourselves. We're probably going to shuffle because we don't want to see that city. Meddling Mage, not the worst. Quirion Dryad, actually pretty good. But I think right now we're just looking for more land drops, more gas. I think Armageddon's still a way that we handle this game. So we're going to put them back in any order, and we will use the shuffle ability. And then my opponent may go. What are we doing? Tapping for a blue. We're going to chain a vapor the library. That's fine. I'm not going to counterspell that anyway, I don't think. I did F6, so that locked me out of counterspelling it, but I'm not super sweating that. Daze is pretty good here. Daze will let us reestablish this library through a counterspell. Mana Leak specifically, that seems like a pretty good blowout. Untap draw, Mystic Enforcer, sure. Main phase, we're gonna redeploy our Sylvan Library. And if they counterspell, this is great for us because we're gonna get our land drop too. Daze, cast by returning an island, target Mana Leak, bounce this island. No, thank you. Let me get this Sylvan Library in play real quick. All right, library, cool, cool, cool. Here's my island again, so I'm holding up counterspell, which is pretty sweet. That way, if they have like a land still or a standstill or something, I can interact with that, which is going to be big, big game. Oh, Mystic Enforcer. All right, they're passing. We're just looking for a land drop here. Specifically, an island would be off the hook. I will use the ability. City of Brass is a close-ish second. I think I'll just take the Portent, put that on top. I will pay 4 for the Portent. Then I'll play City of Brass. We'll go ahead and get the Portent going now, targeting myself. Might just shuffle this. We're definitely going to shuffle this. Any order, I will use Portent's ability. You may go. Keeping up on cards pretty well here, which is very good for us. I will draw a card. 1 island, please. Plains? Close enough. Can't gush with that, but all right, there's a Mistress Factory. That's another reason we're happy we left Swords to Plowshares in our deck. Untap draw, that City of Brass is not something I want, but maybe I can put it back on top using Sylvan Library. Fetch, please. Yes, there's a fetch. We will go top, top. No need to pay any more life. We have everything we need now. And then we will play. They're down at 4 in hand, so at some point we're going to start pressing our advantage. Think next turn's the earliest turn we're going to try to do that though. Factor Fiction will eat a counterspell if they cast it here, and they do not. Little Sky Cloud Expanse, they're not missing their land drops. Tap for 2, it's a standstill. I'd appreciate it if you didn't do that. They're passing to us. We're gonna fetch. We know the top of our deck is 2 lands. We're not interested in either of them. We'll take an island for this Gush though. Then we'll untap. We will draw a Fire Ice, which is actually maybe big game depending on how they navigate their next turn. We will use the ability of Sylvan Library. We're unlikely to take any extra cards. Merchant Scroll, Merchant Scroll, Merchant Scroll. Just going to grab a second counterspell doesn't seem to be the worst thing in the world to me. Kind of like forced my position. Yeah, let's put the island back on top. My life total is a little bit shaky, but fire will help with the potential of a cycled Decree of Annihilation. I can take out 2 of the tokens. Right now, that's all they can make. So that's a big deal. Do I pay the 4 here? I think I'm going to try paying the 4 here. Give me that card. Then I think we're going to Merchant Scroll for a second counterspell, which I know seems weird. All right, Plains, tap it, Merchant Scroll. Let's grab Counterspell. Show you my face-up Counterspell. I'm going to pass the turn. And then we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are delirious. They only have 3 in hand, so we're really going to try to back up this Mystic Enforcer, I think. They're just passing. I do have this Fire Ice. I am aware of the Mistress Factory for anyone sweating that. Go to our turn. Quirion Dryad. Yeah, I like that. Armageddon's the only thing we'd take over it, I think. Use the ability. None of these are Armageddon. I'm gonna go, top. Let's test the waters with the Quirion Dryad. White, green, Dryad. And then we're not gonna take any more actions. We've got Counterspell. They've only got 3 in hand. Swordsing it at this point is kind of weird. I'm gonna go blue, blue, and I will just Counterspell the Swords to Plowshares. Trigger the Quirion Dryad. They're gonna mana leak. I could pay 2 life and counter back, and if the last card in their hand is a Counterspell, that's busted. I'm just gonna hold up my Counterspell. We're gonna let all of this happen. I'll gain my 1 life off, or 2 life now off the Q Dryad, and they have 1 in hand, so we just can't let them resolve any card draw, and I'll be pretty happy. Fetch, you got it. If this Mystic Enforcer comes into play unchecked, it's gonna win the game. Tap 2, Seal of Cleansing. I think we're past the point of caring about our library. I'm not gonna interact with that. Yep, library's gone. Passing to me. All right, it's your time to shine, Mystic Enforcer. Get in there. Green. This is my friend, Mystic Enforcer. All right, you go. Good old 4-turn clock. But these Fire Ice is maybe 3-turn clock. Tap for 2. It costs 2. 3, 4. Factor Fiction? No. I'll lose 2 life to counter a Factor Fiction. They would need an insane top deck to come back from this. No thanks. All right, figure it out, opponent. Draw swords. I still feel pretty ahead if they drew swords. But they don't because they're just passing the turn, and they would definitely swords while I'm tapped out. So let's go to town. Attack for 6. Hit them down to 13. With these fires, that's down to 9. So that could be a 2-turn clock. I could have converted Portent there. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for. There's a good chance I was supposed to. Sometimes you don't convert your ponders, but that seems a little sketchy with Portent. Ooh, little Mishra's Factory activation. Why don't we just tap it? Ice. Mishra's Factory. Get out of here. Continue. My turn. Take a draw. It's an opt. Very nice. We'll just play this island. You know, we won't even play the island out. We'll go to combat, attack for 6. Doink. And then main phase 2, we will actually convert the Portent on maybe our opponent? No, on ourselves. I want more action spells for sure. Counterspell is going right on top. Okay, we'll go Diamond, Mage, Counterspell. That should seal the game up. It looks like we're getting a game 3, unless they find like a what do you call it? Decree of Annihilation. I will not use Portent's ability. Does this force me? Nope, I don't even get to search. It just destroys a land, so they can't mess with the top of my deck. So we are gonna pass. This fire is lethal. Looks like they're gonna Dust Bowl us, which is fine. I don't need the City of Brasses anyway. Unless they overtapped, are they just gonna, nope, they're doing the Dust Bowl thing. That's gone. That's a dead City of Brass, dude. Portent, I will draw a card. GG. Game 3? Yeah, land's not doing it. Yep, activate the factory. I'm not even gonna fight back. You can hit me all you want. You're thinking of Decree of Justice. Decree of Annihilation is the red one. Thank you, appreciate it, yeah. Decree of Make Dude. Decree of, I'm actually the Decree of Annihilation deck, kind of. They're passing. I'm gonna go for it here, because it just works. They have 1 in hand. I'll take 1 to my City of Brass. I'll take 1 to white here. I'm going to fire you. All right, game 3. On the draw, you know, it's funny. I haven't taken my swords out. I'm yet to find a Swords to Plowshares. Kind of awkward. I think I'll cut one of the swords for a Seal of Cleansing here, just because upon further review, Seal of Cleansing does deal with Mishra's Factory, which is kind of a big deal. And we're going back in. Come on, Cranked Opener. I'll take a Mox Diamond opening with a Quirion Dryad. That'd be pretty cool. Our opponent misses on swords. That might just win the game on its own. Let's see. I should have, nope. We do have the Mox Diamond opening. We have Mox Diamond Counterspell. I wonder if we're supposed to just crank off a Merchant Scroll immediately. Seal also takes care of Standstill if you can stick it first. Exactly. I'm going to keep this hand. It doesn't have a ton of action, but I've got some card sculpting, a Merchant Scroll. Swords is a little bit dead, but it'll come up eventually, I think. Let's do this. I am gonna sneak this Mox Diamond in underneath their potential permission. So we'll go Island, then we'll go Mox Diamond, cast, we will pitch our City of Brass. Now the big question here is, do we want to Merchant Scroll? The answer is I don't want them to stand still, so we're just passing. If they don't do anything, we can happily opt, try to find another island for this Gush. Maybe this will be our Armageddon game. All right, let's go blue. I am gonna opt now. You're not an island. You can go to the bottom. You're an island, untap draw. There's another Meddling Mage. Jamming Meddling Mage into open mana right now seems like not the move. I'm just gonna pass. Next turn, I can try to back it up with a Counterspell using Gush to like cycle through the mana, which seems like a much better place to be. Untap and draw. It's a 3rd island, so I can actually just do everything now. Island, blue, white, Meddling Mage. I want you to pick a fight with me, please. Here we are gonna name Swords to Plowshares. Chain of Vapor might be a little bit better just because I have a Swords to Plowshares, but if they chain it, I'm comfortable with that. I am gonna name Swords to Plowshares. Don't touch my Meddling Mage, go. Tap for 3, cycle Decree for 0. That's great, go for it. Now I've got this Meddling Mage and I've got a Counterspell. That seems like a good combination of things. They're fetching, maybe they try to stick a Parallax Tide here. That would make me happy. Tap for 4. There's the Parallax Tide. We're gonna go blue, blue. I'm actually gonna hard cast Gush first, because if we find a Daze, that would be hilarious. We don't, but we'll just counterspell the Parallax Tide. And then we can get a Meddling Mage naming Chain of Vapor now and just try to do this as our game plan. Islands, let's go to combat. Let's attack. All right, hopefully they don't randomly have like a, you know what, before we even do this, it's Portent. Hopefully they don't have Wrath of God. I don't think they would leave that in their deck post board. There's a library and 2 Dryads. I think we'll actually keep these. I just want to draw the library first. So top, 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 and then I will not use the ability. Then I've already played land, so let's jam this Meddling Mage. And this one can name Chain of Vapor. That's Che of Vapor, Adrian. Chain of Vapor, you go. Were there any good decks that didn't put up good results in LobsterCon, but you thought they would? I thought, so there's been a growing argument that Sly is like currently in this metagame unplayable, and I thought Sly would at least do something. Sly, I don't even think was able to hit top 64. They did keep Wrath of God. That's upsetting. Luckily, I did just leave 2 Quirion Dryads on top of my deck. So maybe that was supposed to be the name. Let's go Island. Let's go green, blue. Let's play Quirion Dryad. And then let's just Merchant Scroll for Counterspell. I know it seems like you want to play Library there, but I just want to get some pressure into play pretty badly. Maybe I just Merchant Scroll for Gush, actually. No, I like that a little bit better. I can convert the Gush straight away. I'm going to pass. That'll grow my Quirion Dryad the fastest as well, which is a big deal. And then I guess Clerics did okay. Because Shrimp, Stiflenot didn't do that well, Clerics is like one of Stiflenot's natural predators, and Stiflenot did show up, but it only converted 1 copy into the top 8. And a lot of people, that was shots called for a lot of people. I'm pretty into it. Looks like they're tapping out for a Parallax Tide here, but that's not going to be good. Oh, just a Wrath? Sure. Yeah, that's great. I've got another Quirion Dryad. So they're 1 for 1-ing me with Wraths. I can't imagine they have another one left in their deck. So this is a for sure sign of weakness. Green, blue, Quirion Dryad. Do I even develop an island? I don't think so. I'm just going to pass. I want to play around Parallax Tide pretty hard. Land. If they do literally anything, I'm just going to crank Gush. Seal of Cleansing. I was kind of shocked as well that did not end up higher. I was also surprised to see no blue-green madness at all. Blue-green madness, I think, is a deck that's a lot better than people give it credit for. I will say that. I think, would I counter Seal of Cleansing here? I think I might. That said, no, I've got too many ways to draw my green source. I'm just going to let this go. If they're trying to set up for a Parallax Tide, I've got a plan for that, obviously. Standstill, blue, blue. Gush, return 2 islands, 1, 2. Quirion Dryad grows. How do we feel about this Gush, buddy? I've drawn 2 cards. So it looks like I don't get to do the thing. And I also lost my green source. But I have the pressure here. So we'll see how long I can avoid casting spells. I cannot convert the mana. I am aware it's draining. My turn. Draw. Another island. Sure. We'll go island. We'll go to combat. We'll attack. Doink. Now the question's going to be, can they convert some type of pressure? You go. Looks like they're passing. We're going to see if they have decree. We'll go with the basic planes here. Go to combat. Attack. All right. Nothing. We'll just pass. They're passing again. Love to see it. We're going to do this for as long as our opponent lets us. Counterspell is a great top deck here. We'll go island. Combat, attack for 2. And then you can go, if they don't find anything, they're locked under their own standstill. Like their range of good top decks is very limited right now. Mox Diamond, sure. We'll go island, combat. Technically I should be playing these islands post combat, but you know, the clock's kind of trimming down. And then they're at 6. We're just gonna pass. We're never gonna play a non-basic again. That Dust Bowl says, please don't. Mistress Factory, sure. So here we might need to bite. I think we do need to bite here. We're gonna go island and then, this is an interesting spot. I really don't want them to draw cards, but I definitely need that factory to disappear. So let's ultimately crack their standstill with a Mox Diamond. Draw your cards, opponent. Can't stop you. At least they draw up to 8. Swords to Plowshares. Do we protect? Hard to tell. I think I'm going to try to protect. Do we have a diamond? We have a diamond. All right, we'll discard Flooded Strand. And then do we just get our Seal of Cleansing in now? I think we might. 1, 2, Seal of Cleansing, trigger the Dryad. And then Portent pre-combat? No, if they activate that factory and I bust it, I can have a 5/5 Quirion Dryad. The chance they don't have like a Chain of Vapor or something is very low. So we're just gonna go to combat and attack with the Dryad. We're looking for Gush here because the way that they purchase themselves into this game is with Parallax Tide plus their own Seal of Cleansing or something. So if they activate Factory to block, I think I'm going to let it go. Yep, you have a Mistress Factory. Would you like to block? Block's fine. Did you find your swords? Damage. Nice. Now we're going to, let's start with a Sylvan. You know, I don't want to get my library mana leaked. Let's just Portent for now. We'll grow the Dryad a little bit more. Do the Portent. What do we see on top? Gush on top. That's the card I want to draw. So let's put the Gemstone Mine on top, followed by Op, followed by Gush. I will not use the ability. I'm not even going to library. You know, maybe librarying here isn't that bad. No, I think I can wait. I've got so much life. I really want to resolve this. What do we got? A Fact or Fiction? Yeah, Fact or Fiction's fine. You can have, let me see. We'll put Decree of Justice in its own pile with Seal of Cleansing. How much can they decree for? Right now, just 3. That doesn't beat a Quirion Dryad. Yeah, I think it's just Decree plus Seal. That's what we're doing. Humility doesn't do anything. The Quirion Dryad's just humongous already. All right, so they take big pile, meaning they have Counterspell plus Humility plus land. Land, tap for 1, 2, 3, 4. Wrath of God. Let's go ahead and Gush. Let's try to tap them out now. Return island, grow my Dryad. They can counterspell if they feel like it. All right, we get opt. So we are unable to counterspell, so we're just gonna let this go. That's their 3rd Wrath of God. That seems hyperbolic in this matchup. Passing, tap blue, opt, what's on top? Swords, let's put you on the bottom. Let's draw a City of Brass, gross. You can clean up, what do you pitch in? Land probably? Nope, just a Humility that doesn't do a thing. All right, let's go Sylvan Library. We got to get this counterspell out of their hand. That said, they do have the Decree. No, I think I need to get them to start doing stuff immediately. Green, blue, Sylvan Library. You figure out if I have a threat. Wrath seems like a weird keep in. I agree. Yeah, it seems like very hyperbolic. It's working out here, and that can sometimes happen, but I think if we played this matchup over and over, they'd find Wrath to be a liability and when they see more than one copy. Let's go Mox Diamond, cast. Let's get rid of this Gemstone Mine that's going to implode. And then I don't want to play any more lands. I just want to pass. We got 3.5, we got 4 minutes effectively to finish this game. Not super likely we're able to do it. That for 1, 2, Seal of Cleansing. Sure. I thought they would let the Sylvan Library go because they have Seal of Cleansing. I'm really interested that they didn't do that. For Parallax Tide, sure. I will F6. You know, I should have Seal of Cleansing their Seal of Cleansing, huh? That would have been pretty good. That said, I'm going to have 2 diamonds when this is all said and done. I might keep 1 to diversify my removal because of Meddling Mages, but this feels weird. It did work out this time, though. It sometimes does work out. Sometimes the weird play functions. They could have done here. They could have actually Parallax Tided their planes and let it resolve, or one of their tap lands. They could, and then they could have done that whole hold priority thing, and they could have another on-tap land right now. Not super important here, I don't think, but it is information. Okay, any order. I will use the ability. Go. Portent. Draw a card. Seal of Cleansing, huh? We know they have the Decree, so we need to draw like Mystic Enforcer, I think. That ain't the Mystic Enforcer. Let's drop an island. Let's go white, blue, another seal. F6. They could have made 5 there. I think that would be enough. If our opponent comes close to winning, we're going to concede because this is just freeform practice. So we're not necessarily worried about the win itself. We're just testing. But if this was like a league match, I could totally just force the win here by just F6ing over and over. We'll leave it like that. We'll put that on top, followed by this, and we will not use Portent's ability. Then we will, you want to play land? Nah, F6. Big, oh, just a Fact or Fiction. All right, you can take Stifle or 4 lands, your choice. I don't care how many lands you have. All right, I'll draw off Portent, Mishra's Factory. My Seal of Cleansings back that up just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallax Tide is what it is. If they start cracking lands right now, I can just use my Seal of Cleansing to get them back. So they could have like Stifle. They did take the Stifle. So they exile and then in response exile. These are fine. Okay, pass to me. I think we're gonna lead on Meddling Mage, specifically because they have a Stifle in their hand. We'll go Flooded Strand, we will go blue, we will go white, Meddling Mage. They have another counterspell. We're gonna pass. We know their hand's Mystery card plus Decree. They have Stifle plus Decree, plus Mystery card now. 1, activate Factory, sure. We're gonna go ahead and Seal of Cleansing that right now. That's to me. I will not crack my Flooded Strand. I will play this Mox Diamond, pitching the City of Brass. See ya. And then let's go white, green, Quirion Dryad, another counterspell. Holy hell. All right, pass to you, opponent. We know their hand is still Stifle plus Decree plus Mystery card. The top deck top decking very well. Can't complain too much. This matchup goes long enough where if they have good top decks, if there are good top decks to be had, they're gonna find them. Let's go blue. Let's go ahead and opt now. Daze, that can go to the bottom. Counterspell, not great here because of the Decree, but we'll see what happens. Tapping, looks like they're gonna go for the Decree here. Oh, they're just gonna Dust Bowl. I'm gonna fetch, I guess. Let them use their Parallax Tide. You know, I should have cracked Seal of Cleansing and then done the thing, huh? But that's why we're testing. Okay, float a blue, go for it. Proceed. No mana, fine. Can I get those lands back? Or are we stifling? I will counterspell Stifle here, I think. Yeah. You know what? No. Maybe, how many angels can they make? They're probably cycling it. I'm gonna counterspell. Yo, can I get my lands back, bro? Thanks, bro. Mystic Enforcer, please, off the top. That's how we win. Fairy Conclave, F6. Mystic Enforcer, Mystic Enforcer, Mystic, oh, damn it, pass. Land, tap for Fairy Conclave, F6. They must be playing around Counterspell. I'm pretty sure they still have Decree. Well, we're in for the practice room, so if it looks like they can win the game, it's like we're gonna concede. But right now it's unsure. Meddling Mage. I guess we're just gonna literally name Decree of Justice. Now they have to cycle it. That way my Meddling Mage can block the individual 1/1s. We may just swords this Fairy Conclave here. To activate Conclave, that's fine. Go to combat, let them declare attacks, then I'm gonna swords. White swords, Fairy Conclave. You can go to 6, I guess. Chain of Vapor, my Meddling Mage. Yeah, I will not copy. So they have 2 in hand. One of them certainly Decree, and they're passing. Draw. Counterspell is pretty great. Blue, white, Meddling Mage. Same thing. Decree of Justice. Go. Swords to Plowshares. Do we Counterspell? I think we might. Don't do that. My turn. Take a draw. It's a Fire Ice. That's going to help against a Decree on block duty. Oh, we win. Wow. They conceded. That was insane. That match. That was actually very fun. A lot of people, there's a lot of like Landstill complainers who like watch, you know, Premodern content play it. Landstill, I think, is one of the more fun decks to play and play against. Maybe not so much for content, but hopefully some of you control freaks enjoyed that. Let's get in. We're going to do at least 3 games, I think, just testing this deck out. I would like to be on the play. This hand kind of blows. We're going to mulligan. This hand is a turn 1 Meddling Mage, which does not function very well because we have no clue what we're playing against, but we will keep and we will pitch a Flooded Strand. Yeah, I think we're pitching Flooded Strand. I have the opposite experience. Half of my foils are functionally marked cards. Yeah, modern foils, modern day foils, some of them can get pretty warped. Island, Mox Diamond, cast, little Pringles. There's an island. Now, do we Portent or do we hold up Fire Ice? I feel inclined to just Portent. Try to find a nice stack. Counterspell plus 2 lands. Yeah, that's good. We'll go like this. We want to draw the Flooded Strand so our Counterspell doesn't get duressed. So we'll put the Plains, we'll put the Counterspell, then we'll put the Flooded Strand. We'll draw the Flooded Strand, and then we'll draw the Counterspell before we need to fetch. So we won't shuffle. Go ahead, opponent. I still need 4 7th foil Dark Waste. Those are like $200, $300 a piece, maybe more. 3 F&M foil plows. Those kind of hurt to get. Yeah, no shit. That's so expensive. It's just a mountain. I hope this is Sly so we can show off our good Sly sideboard plan. We become Oath because our matchup to Sly is actually pretty poor. We'll go Flooded Strand. Do we just need to Meddling Mage now? Naming like Bolt? Could be. Nah, that seems a little early. Ooh, that's hard. Let's wait to see if we can draw. We know there's a Plains underneath this. Let's actually wait till we draw our Plains, then play Meddling Mage. Name Bolt, and ooh, it's a forest, so maybe Bolt wouldn't have even been good. Sliver, Wall of Roots. Is this Stompy / Fires? Well, let's just naturally draw our Plains. I still feel like I want to name Bolt, although this could be Survival. Let's go Plains. Let's play this. What am I naming? Chat, what are we naming? Wall of Roots, green, red. Bolt, I think, is the safest name, though like Survival seems like a way I could go. I could Counterspell as Survival. Let's name Lightning Bolt. That's not how you spell that, huh? All right, name the Lightning Bolt and you can go. Also, European card quality is much better than American. Our foils curl much less in my experience. A lot of those are coming from the same place. The reason foils curl actually has nothing to do with where they're produced. It has to do with where they're shipped to post-production. The reason a foil will curl is because of humidity differentials between where the card was created and where it shipped. It's very possible that Europeans' conditions are closer to where they were printed in the first place. Avalanche Riders. When it enters, destroy a land. You want to Ponza me? And it's a 2/2 with haste? Do I give a shit about this? Nah, that's fine. You got Avalanche Riders. They are produced in my backyard. No biggie. Fair. So you're going to hit my island? Yeah, that's good. Foils are just stickers, and the curling is a sticker trying to peel itself off the paper. Well, yeah, the humidity differential is going to cause the sticker part of the foil to contract or expand depending on the humidity and like weather conditions. And if it's like it doesn't have enough humidity, it'll squish and it'll cause it to bend like this. And if it's too wet, it'll do the opposite. Yeah, you can go to combat. What's going on, Juice? Don't want to attack? It's got haste. That's weird. Fetch, grab an island, fire, cast, kill, done, blue, red. Now I have a Counterspell as my last card. I can't make any connections. Quirion Dryad would have been very good in this spot. City of Brass, I'll take it. We'll just pass the turn. I really don't buy foil versions for that reason. Yeah, I'm hit and miss depending on whether I'm buying foils or not. More of a full art non-foil type of bloke. My buddy Alex is the same way. He did go 6/5 at the RC. Respectable. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. My colors are still good here. I think I'm gonna let this Ponza go. Pass to me. That Wall of Roots is almost small enough to attack through. Flooded Strand. Pass turn. I will say though, Galaxy Foils are sick and they bring those back. Fuck me. Yeah, the Galaxy Foils are gorgeous. Agreed. Call of the Herd. I think I will counter the first one like this. This is a matchup where I think I will turn into Oath of Druids. We need more Retroframe foil reprints. Hard agree. All right, land, cool. Untap draw. Seal of Cleansing. Well, we'll play it. Don't think it's going to do a ton. So it looks like we're playing against Ponza. Now that we know that, that'll give us a better way to inform our Meddling Mage names. Although we might not have Meddling Mage post board. So we'll see. Shit. Juice, I didn't contact you for a reason. This is just a little casual modern testing stream for a video today and just one deck. I didn't want to make you come and do this, but thank you, Juice. I appreciate you, buddy. There's the Call of the Herd. You got it. All right, where are my swords to Plowshares? Draw, Gush, Mystic Enforcer. We're Delirious? Get the fuck out of here, fetch. That's pretty good. Mystic Enforcer doing Mystic Enforcer's job, being sick. Sicko mode. No problem. Happy to jump in. Thanks, Juice. Appreciate you, buddy. What do you think about this opponent? How the fuck do you beat that? I would like to kill you with one Mystic Enforcer, please. Mono Black Sui? Reckless Black? That's a good deck to foil out. The Carnivages look gorgeous. All right, they're just passing. I think we win this race. Gush, are we cooking? I think we might be. Attack, take 6 opponent. I think I might Gush now just to see if I can Armageddon because my advantage here is obvious. 1, 2, back to hand. We draw Quirion Dryad and Meddling Mage. They concede? Let's fucking go. All right, we're transforming our deck. We gotta take the Grow package out. So no Dryads, get out. No Meddling Mages, no Mystic Enforcers, because our opponent will be playing creatures. And that's a 10 card package. And I think we can afford to leave everything else in, maybe Seal of Cleansing's optimistic. And then we want Nishoba. We want Oaths and Gaeas, like that. We want the Shard Phoenix. We want the Akroma. I will take the Enlightened Tutors. Something like that. Looks really good to me. Yeah. All right, we're doing it. We're two-facing. Let's fucking go, dude. I still need 2 Gush and 3 Avamaiakos, and I got Blue-Green Madness all pimped out too. That's sick. I've got Blue-Green Madness, but it is not pimped out. My idea of pimped out is properly old bordered cards. Now I do have some pimped out stuff. Like I've got, here, I'll just show it to you. Look at this hand, tell me if I should keep it. Shit like this is what I consider pimped out in a pre-modern. Focus on this, you can do it. Take that. Like the altered cards, I think they're so sick. I don't think I can keep this. We've got Island, Mox Diamond, no way to force the diamond into play. That said, we do have Swords to Plowshares. We've also got an Akroma in our hand, so we're gonna mulligan. This hand has the Enlightened Tutor to go find the thing, the mana to cast the thing. We're keeping this. We'll pitch the Seal of Cleansing. Let's go. Yeah, this is for the top Max's top 4 finish in the Pandemonium Premodern 2. And then I got the, I'll pull it out at some point. I got the Jackal Pup for top 8. I've also got for Premodern Pandemonium Monthly 1, I've got a top 8 Mishra's Factory. So I donate a lot. Like this was originally my duress. Then my buddy Al did the art and my partner Rachel did the text on the bottom, and then we donate them for the prizing, which is just so fun. I love it so much. I love the culture behind this format. Well, yeah, we'll go Flooded Strand. We're just gonna Enlighten Tutor at their end step. So I'm just gonna hold this Flooded Strand up so they can't like Ponza me. Seems smart. I don't love that I have to go get basic plans, but this protects me from just getting my City of Brass blown up. I have an Arabian Night City of Brass in my Gro-A-Tog deck, but not because pimp reason, because I can't find cheap ones locally. Fair. All right, we're cooking. There's a Call of the Herd. Pass to me. All right, fetch. Two-face, 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 two-face. Pains, tap, Enlightened Tutor. Oath of Druids. Put that on top. Don't answer this opponent. I'm gonna need this to work. White, green, Oath. Figure it out, go. If this windmills into an Akroma, that's just game. Dust Pool's pretty cool. You sure are Ponzing? Do you have a Naturalize? Do your thing. Attack me. Windmill Slap Dunk Incorporated, exactly. Do you have Naturalize? Please don't have Naturalize. Stone Rain? That's not gonna do it. All right, Oath of Druids trigger. Target you. I will use the ability. One unbeatable threat, please. Not Shard Phoenix. Akroma, you'll do just fine. And Gaia's Blessing triggers. Let's go. Let's go. It's so good. Mox Diamond's almost good. So what are your keywords? Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, everything. Go to combat. Attack you. All right, you're at 12. I will lose a life. I'm going to Portent, targeting myself. That's just lovely. Agree. A group from a Bay Area might start ding that with old border earthquakes. What's going on? Sounds like someone's cooking something. None of those are lands, so we're gonna shuffle. Any order. Yes, shuffle. You may go. Can you beat this Akroma? All right, Oath triggers. You don't get to do it because I have less creatures than you. Oh, they concede. Let's go. Let's go. 2-0 so far, and the Oath package did it. That was so fire. All right, let's try to get one more in before we wrap this. Same opponent? Bro, didn't we just do this? You know, we're gonna start this game, and if they didn't switch decks, we're just gonna concede. I'm not super interested in like playing the same matchup twice, especially not by the same pilot. This hand kind of stinks. This hand is sweet. It's not sweet, but it functions. Double Swords, double Quirion Dryad. You know, no. actually. I can't cast my Quirion Dryad. We'll have to use this op to try to help us, so we'll pitch a Quirion Dryad. A lot more ways. Okay, it looks like they're playing a different matchup, which is fine. I'll play the same person as long as they change their deck. City of Brass, that's pretty great. I'm kind of into just dropping this City of Brass, actually. You know, maybe just a Flooded Strand. I don't want to opt before my Quirion Dryad, so I'm just going to drop Flooded Strand and leave it in play. Play around ports, play around wastelands, things like that. There's a Gemstone Mine. We play in Soup. Withered Wretch. This is okay. As to me, I won't even fetch yet. I'm just going to draw. Counterspell. Let's think here. I think it's time. City of Brass. Fetch. Go grab me a basic island. Let's just jam this Quirion Dryad. That's what our deck does. Here's the Dryad. You can either kill it or you can't. If you can't, this is going to get really dark really fast. Big guy. No edict, no edict, no edict, no edict, no edict. Don't you edict me. Big old Drinker of Sorrow. Okay, I think we might have this game wrapped up because they couldn't kill that Dryad the turn they needed to. Shroom, I struggled because this deck looks so fun, but I took a vow to not play green. This is a blue deck abusing green. We're a blue, make no mistakes. This is a blue deck. Even Oath of Druids decks, which we sideboard into, are green decks. It looks like a Quirion Dryad deck, but that's just a means to an end. We are a Gush deck. Juice, you'd love this. This is what I use to top 8. Well, I used the non-transmorphative sideboard version of this deck with Psychotogs instead of Mystic Enforcers. I had the Enforcers in the sideboard. I used that to top 8 the first Pandemonium pre-monthly. Let's go Island. I actually don't feel the need to do anything. I will just pass the turn. My goal is going to be to Swords the Drinker of Sorrow the first time they take an action with it, and then to counterspell anything they use to follow up. I got into Premodern because Gro-A-Tog. Gro-A-Tog is one of my favorite decks. If I wasn't a content creator, if I could just like focus on one thing forever, I might just be like Lanny and play Gro-A-Tog. This deck is awesome. It's definitely not the strongest deck in the format, and it's one of those decks where like, well, if you're already doing the Gush package, why aren't you just playing Shrimp? Stifle Knot. And I think the answer to that is because this deck, I feel like the agency this deck grants you is so refreshing. Okay, they're attacking like this. I'll take the 2 gladly. Not that Stifle Knot doesn't give you agency, but still. We'll take the pain. I'm gonna Swords to Plowshares. Why don't you gain some life, buddy? You look like you could use it. Trigger my Quirion Dryad. I'm not gonna remove this Withered Wretch yet. I'm just gonna keep holding up Counterspell. That way if they have a Smother, I don't get blown out. This list has been sent to LGS for Black-White Control. We are gaming. Oh, you're picking up your cards? Love to see it. Black-White Control is great. If you're into Black-White Control and you're already doing the Decree thing, Decree of Justice, decks I would look into as like switch picks for the similar strategy because you're already doing Eternal Dragon plus Decree. I would also recommend Rifter, the red-white version of the deck that does Lightning Rift, or Living Wish, which is the Living Wish version that uses Astral Slide and Living Wish to like do this flicker game plan. And it's really good. You should try it. I like both of those decks. Lose a life. What is it, a second Wretch? I don't give a shit. That's fine. It's never going to get in. Yeah, it does reward you for knowing your... Yeah, I mean, any Meddling Mage deck is going to kind of play like that. Bounty Slayer, there's our counterspell target. That thing has Shadow. Now my Quirion Dryad is a 3/3, so we're going to untap and draw. Flooded Strand's cool. I'm actually going to main phase this opt, try to find like a Gush or something. At some point, we'll start racing, but the counterspell is great. Put that on top. Give me that. Give me that. Island. We're not even going to attack yet, though. We're just going to hold the line. Slayer does have Sweet Art. I think there's also a player rewards promo of the card that looks really good. Paying cost. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Sarcomancy? I don't give a shit. That's fine. Combat. You want to attack me? Hell no. You don't want to attack. Untap, draw. Another counterspell. Great. Pass. We're just going to start passing. Our goal now is to draw Gush and then like Armageddon or Mystic Enforcer, and we'll just win the game. Yeah, Reckless decks are amazing. Reckless Black. Okay, we won. Do we sideboard? They're mono black. They've got a bunch of creatures. We're doing it. We're transforming. Meddling Mages gotta go. Oaths gotta go. Not Oaths, Quirion Dryads. Mystic Enforcers gotta go. And then Oath of Druids, Gaea's Blessing, Phantom Nishoba, Phoenix, Akroma, 2 Enlightened Tutors gotta come in. And like that, we are not the deck you signed up to play against. I like this transmorphative sideboard option better than the one I came up with. This, and let me name drop him again, the person who came up with this. We gotta open this. Gotta go to MTG top 8 so I can make sure to name drop. Oh, I don't see it here. I'm gonna find it before we start. I think it's very important to give credit. Roland Chang is the person who brought this in top 32'd the Premodern event. It was, yeah, top 32 with this Grow deck, the LobsterCon event. Okay, this hand can't cast Oath of Druids, but I have Opt plus Portent. I wonder if I should mulligan for something with turn 1 Oath of Druids in this matchup, because if we get duressed, this is kind of a bummer. Also, we have Akroma in our opener. We're just gonna mulligan. This is a 1 lander, but we have Opt, we have Portent, we have the Akroma again, but we've got Gush plus Daze. We're gonna try this one because we get to bottom the Akroma. Let's go. But it could go south. But if they duress us, they won't know what plan we're on. It's just a Carnifage. That's fine. Pass to me. Phoenix is gonna spank this deck. Agreed. We draw another Flooded Strand. I don't like shuffling my Akroma back into not the bottom of my deck, but we do need to convert this Portent right now. Portent me. We've also got the Daze. There is the Treva's Ruins that I can use to I need to keep this pile. This doesn't have the Oath yet, but we've got good mana finally. So we're gonna keep this. We wanna draw the Treva's Runes first to protect from duress. So we'll put Gush on the bottom, then we'll go Mox Diamond, then we'll go Treva's Runes, and then we will not use Portent's ability and we will pass the turn. So far, my play experience, I would recommend trying this version of the deck. I'm bummed out that this first recording session, we're probably not gonna play this deck because I've already got Quiet Speculation or Tireless Tribe sleeved up and ready to play, which is a new deck to the channel. You guys haven't seen that here yet. Attack for 2. Hopefully they have got a 2-drop that we can Daze. That would be pretty amazing. They don't do anything. Okay. We draw Mox Diamond. Now we're going to load a blue, play Treva's Runes, trigger it, bounce the island to my hand, and then use the blue to opt. And then this second Gush, I don't think we're in the market for, so we'll put it on the bottom. We'll draw another card, and then we will we don't even need to, no, we'll diamond. We'll play the diamond, and we'll get rid of our basic island and start holding up Counterspell. Pass. Can I just say I hate MTGO's way of putting stuff in orders like that? I agree. No, I'm with you on that one. We didn't Portent just because we don't want to get hit by a Drinker of Sorrows here. We can do that next turn. Right now, we're just going to have perfect mana, have Armageddon be a fine top deck for the rest of the game. They're just passing. Great. Draw a City of Brass. That's what I really wanted to put under Diamond, huh? Let's go blue and just Portent me. I'll take another island. If this pile even just contains one island, I'll keep it. That's an island. That's an Enlightened Tutor. That's everything. We'll keep that. We'll put Enlightened Tutor, followed by Oath, followed by Flooded Strand, and then we will not use Portent's ability. Then we will awkwardly City of Brass, because I need to be able to counterspell if it comes down to it, and I don't want to fetch that pile away at all. And then Portent will trigger, we'll draw. I hate MTGO content because pre-modern cards are almost never in the correct frame for this format, but I'll soldier on through. I appreciate it, don't worry. We're having a little lull in the paper content simply because scheduling got a little weird, and I had like a 4-day bank where I couldn't do any paper streams. And we're daily, so I don't really bank the content. More paper coming soon. This channel will continue to be primarily paper. You're just gonna see some stretches where we do some MTGO. Also, I need to test. Like, I do need to get some testing in because I'm in love with the format. So sometimes I just gotta jam games, and I hope you guys can put up with that for at least a couple videos every month or whatever. All right, attack for 2, bring me to 13. This clock is not concerning me yet. All right, we're on tap. We're gonna draw. We're gonna get the Oath of Druids. We're gonna play the Flooded Strand. Do we care about this Mox Diamond on top? I don't think so. So we will go green, white. I 100% will counterspell and naturalize. Go. No problem. It's not like a deal breaker or anything. I appreciate that. Paper content's what I really care about. Sarcomancy, yep, you're not gonna erase whatever I hit. It doesn't even matter which creature I hit. Shard Phoenix is gonna be enough to stop this. Either of my, like Nishoba Brawler, I think we'll just, Nishoba Brawler and Akroma will end the game in the spot. Unless they have Diabolic Intent or Diabolic Edict. But even then, I just get to trigger the Oath of Druids again. They're passing, so I'll just untap and draw, put the Oath trigger on the stack, target my opponent, use the ability. The Shard Phoenix, great. We'll go, we're not gonna Mox Diamond, we care about islands because of this Gush, so we'll just play an island. Then we will pass the turn. We're not gonna crack our Phoenix just yet, because if it comes down to it, they can just attack with their creatures and I'll block one, then I get to trigger the Oath again, then it's a heater. But if I sack it, we kind of sit here in no Oath land forever, and I don't want the game to drag too long. They're going to combat. Are they swinging? They are. We're just gonna crank a block. We will block the zombie token. Doink, I'm at 9. And then you pass. Let's get 2 islands out of our deck so we can have Gush up. 1 island, 2 islands. On tap, trigger Oath of Druids, target you. I would love to use the ability. There's a Nishoba Brawler, and then that's it. We're passing. I think we just won the game off that alone. If they try to kill my Nishoba Brawler, I'll counter. Diabolic Edict, don't do that. Carnophage triggers. I think I mentioned Ancient Hydra before. Have you tried it in Oath Shells? I haven't. I've been looking into Ancient Hydra. The moment I would have tried that, I kind of moved away from the, next time I play a variation of the deck specifically that plays Triskelion, I'm going to try it, but we're not there yet. Bone Shredder, that's not nothing. Let's go ahead and Gush. 1, 2, see if we can find a little action against this Bone Shredder. We did, it's Counterspell. Let's go blue, blue, Counterspell your Bone Shredder. Please stop messing with my permanents. Do you have an On-Earth, perchance? All right, they concede. Wow, 3-0. I think 2 of our games were 2-0 as well, so it's like 2-0, 2-0, 2-1. With this sick Bant transmorphative sideboard, Two-Face Gro. I'm a big fan of this deck. I am going to be doing this in paper soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was a blast. But that's going to be it for me today. How is he going to shred the bones of a Phantom? That's what I'm saying. You can't do it. Also, I had Counterspell. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look forward to some paper content coming super duper soon. Thursday, remember, around 11:30 EST, we have a pre-modern with a little bit of modern stream. And that same day, around 6:30 p.m., we're going to have a little pauper stream for you as well. Those are both going to be paper. And I might hop on MTGO one more time tomorrow, depending, or maybe I'll have Gaea come and stream with me that night. We'll see what happens. But for today, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you next time.